Do you want to run a six-figure barbershop or a beauty salon? Bernard Franklin is a U.S. Navy veteran who started Busy Bee here in Bellingham, Washington after graduating cosmetology school in 2004. Now, his business isn't just thriving, it's also a fixture in his community. Show us the must-have equipment.
These are the 3 blades if I was going to start a shop up with.
You're looking at what sounds like under $1,000, even less maybe?
Way less.
Super important in your industry.
It's very important.
Do you know of any options to finance and start up a smaller barbershop, at least start somewhere? That's it?
Yep, that's it.
Does it cost you anything?
No, it's free.
What did it cost you to get this up and running?
One thing I wish I knew before I started this business, that I know now, do it earlier. If you bring 4 people in, 5 people in, I'll give you a free haircut. I'll give you $5 off the haircut.
Today I'm talking to Bernard to learn what it takes to start and run a successful barbershop. He'll share things like how he built his team, how he attracts customers, and everything else you guys need to know to thrive in this industry. So let's go meet Bernard. Busy Bees here in Bellingham. I'm excited to share your story because I'm actually your customer.
Yes.
So,
and I'm excited as well to do this.
Thank you. Good energy. Tell us when you started haircutting and why you got into the barbershop industry.
So actually I started cutting hair when I was really young. I was about 12 years old when I first started cutting. My uncles and cut hair around Atlanta, right? And I wasn't a professional. I was just cutting, be honest with you. Then I went to the military and I started cutting people from all walks of life. Started this barbershop in 2007. After going to cosmetology school and stuff, then I came here. I graduated from Whatcom Community College, then I went into cosmetology, then I came here.
Gotcha.
So,
well, thank you for your service, by the way. It was the Navy, right?
Absolutely, I was Navy. Not retired. I came out the Navy, spent 6 years in the Navy, stationed at Whidbey Island.
How did that experience, Bernard, help you in this industry, if at all?
So I can say it helped me as far as like overconfidence and stuff, right? I've always been confident doing my thing, but you know, cutting people from all walks of life. I think that's what really helped me tone in on cutting other people's hair. Cutting a lot of buddies from South Dakota, Oaxaca, Mexico, Philippines, and stuff like. You know, you see people from everywhere, and when you're in the military, you know, you pull into the country, they don't care. They just want a haircut.
Right. What's your number one advice to barbershop owners who want to keep and attract new customers?
Stay consistent in your work. Always work on your craft. And study your craft. I mean, that's what we do. You know, James and I, we challenge each other quite a bit. I mean, all my barbers are really outstanding barbers, but like we educate ourselves all the time and stuff. Like, you know, people might not know it, but we watch videos. You know, we read books about stuff. I mean, so we constantly. I used to go to a hair show or a class all the time, and like 2 or 3 times a year. And
you have an awesome personality, which certainly helps. You guys stay tuned, keep watching, because you'll find out what more they do here at Busy Bee to attract, retain customers from coming here, walking through the door, and more. So keep watching. In terms of startup costs for this location, this is your one and only location, right?
This is my one and only location.
The first one, and so far the only one.
Yes.
And
even though some people steal my name.
That's okay. Rip off and duplicate, I guess.
Yeah, thank you. Do what you do. You can't beat me, though.
Let's talk about costs.
Like,
if somebody watching this is ready, they've got the license, and they're now looking at Bernard, like, okay, let me learn from him and see what did he do to get this open? What did it cost for you to start this location? I presume that you don't own the building, so you lease.
I do lease the building.
So what did it cost you to get this up and running?
Well, to just be flat on it, man. It's like it's all about the chairs. Like, you know what I mean? Each chair costs like from $900 to $2,300. My chairs cost $2,300 each. So that's times 5. Then all the mirrors cost $700 each.
Give me a total number.
A total number, I would say coming out, about 15 grand.
15,000?
15 grand, and you're in business. But to run a successful business, like, you only charge $150 to start up in the day. But
so I don't have to do this. I can just rent a chair. And I think we'll dive in later in the interview in terms of the different
I do chair
options.
Rentals. Yes. And you don't have to bring anything but your clippers. I take care of everything on the back bar. Okay. Right. So anything on the back bar provided. I don't provide, like, you know, barber side, towels, and that kind of things. But if you want to have certain product, that's what, you know, you bring that yourself.
I need a little bit of fade.
Okay.
Do you mind cleaning me up?
We can
making me sharper a little bit?
Yes.
All right.
Let's please.
How quickly, Bernard, did you break even on your business with the money you put in?
Another great question. About 5 years.
So with the schooling costs, the startup cost here, it took you about 5 years to recoup all that?
So for the schooling costs, the great thing about the schooling costs, because I was in the military, so I had the VA. I had the VA that actually helped me out for the schooling. I mean, of course, I got financial aid, but the veterans, I still had part of my veterans bill left.
Assisted, okay.
Yes, after I finished college. So I was able to go 12 months after I finished college. I was able to go 11 months actually, still on my VA. So I only did 2 months where the financial aid stuff really helped me out and stuff.
So for those that don't have money, I mean, how do they, do you know of any options to finance and start up a smaller barbershop, at least start somewhere? What would your advice, suggestions be there?
You can get loans, man. You can get loans from different banks if they let you.
Like an SBA loan, small business?
Yep, SBA loan. I had a company, SBA group that actually helped me during the pandemic. Yeah, Sophia. So yeah, you can get an SBA loan to start. Like, I went to the SBA community and got a template from those guys when I first started.
Bernard, how did you generate buzz when you first opened to get customers through the door? How did you do?
Word of mouth.
That's it?
Yep, that's it.
Does it cost you anything?
No, it's free. And and I had this little program I did when I did network marketing. It's called Armed and Dangerous. So what
Armed
we do,
and Dangerous?
Yes, Armed and Dangerous. So what me and my barbers would do, we would get 25 to 50 cards, and we would go out in town, and you give them out until you get 25 of them out. And you tell the guys and stuff, hey, check this out, man. If you bring 4 people in, 5 people in, I'll give you a free haircut. I'll give you $5 off the haircut. And that worked beautiful.
Okay, nothing else to it? Did you spend money on Instagram, Facebook,
none of that.
TikTok,
well, that
TikTok,
wasn't
whatever there is?
Social media wasn't that big at that time.
I mean, you're saying basically when you first opened up, handing out cards and word of mouth is the best way to get people through the door.
Well, handing out cards, word of mouth is the best thing. You have to always understand, people are going to judge you a lot of time. A referral is strong, man. If you go out and tell a person like, hey man, I got a great haircut from this person, it's gonna go a long way.
Right.
Right? You know what I mean? It's almost like referring a movie or something like that, right? You know what I mean? Some people are gonna check a movie out.
Super important in your
exactly.
industry.
It's very important. And then, the way you carry yourself, you know what I mean? It's your energy and stuff, right? You know what I mean? I like to have the energy that, I'm receptive to everyone that walk in my door.
All right.
Right? So, I mean, you do a good job and you have a good personality beside that, you're gonna do great regardless.
Let's talk about the challenges that you face right now as a barbershop owner. What did you face as far as getting up and going and new clients and so on?
Just being disciplined, man, being stern. Like I'm on a mission, man. So I mean, as far as for myself, as I was asking a buddy of mine, like, was there anything that would have stopped you from being successful? No, there's nothing that would stop me. So the challenges that I always had, and I think most people still have right now today, especially after the pandemic, it's just having people that's accountable, having workers that you can count on, right? I mean, for instance, like there's 5 chairs in this shop and stuff, and there's usually 3 or 4 of us in here, right? So as far as having people that's consistent, accountable, they're gonna be there.
I see.
Like, man, that's not just barbering industry. A lot of industries are hurting like that right now, right? I mean, as far as accountability is strong, right?
So you mean if they rent your chair, you better kind of be here and use it?
Well, I don't really do that. I kind of think if you're behind the chair, you pay rent. If you're not, then you can't make money if you're not behind the chair. So we have to
show up.
You have to show up. But as far as my thing has always been being able to have the amount of people to be here. Like, if you get 45 people coming in the door and you only have 2 people working, you got to turn a lot of people around and stuff, right? I mean, and just to have the personnel, and then just not just that, have a personality also. You need to have a great personality. Make a person, you have to have some type of retention and stuff, right? So if you don't have a good personality to give a good haircut, person might not come back, right? So, we was before the pandemic, we was a predominantly walk-in barbershop only. People loved it, but they know that if you get here 8 or 9 in the morning, you may not get out of here to 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So that became a major thing. So after the pandemic, we switched over to appointments only. Mostly by the government made us do it. And a lot of my guys love appointments only because they don't have to sit here. Plus, number one, I talk a lot, so everybody know that.
What's your average revenue for the shop here, Bernard? Just on average per month?
Probably about 9,000, probably more.
9 to 10K a month?
Yeah, 9 to 10K, I would say.
Is that on the small side compared to other barbers, or kind of average, medium?
I would say on the small side.
Smaller?
For the simple fact that I don't have my chairs filled up all the time. Like, it's like full time is usually me, him, and another young lady. So if it was everyday operating and stuff,
Right.
each of these chairs
Probably
bring
be
about,
double that?
yes, it will definitely bring in more revenue.
I always enjoy a good barber experience, you know? It's just chill. Mm-hmm. Come out better looking than you came in.
So many people, it's about how many people they can get in a day to make money. For me, it's about doing a good haircut.
Goes a long way.
Consistency, yes, consistency, and you're gonna get faster, and all that stuff is gonna grow. Like if you're trying to worry about like, oh, I'm gonna get 1,000 haircuts a day because I want to make this much money, you don't really care about the client, man. Let's be honest about
Right.
that. You know,
Yeah,
you care about your
want the
pocket.
paycheck. And,
Absolutely.
Yep.
It's more about your pocket than it is about like for us. And so I want the experience to be great. I want your haircut to look great. I want you to walk out the door. And I want people to say, my goodness, that looks great. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where did you get it done at?
What kind of customer service mistakes you think other businesses make that you can just highlight? We're not trying to bring anyone down. We're just trying to identify mistakes people can make and avoid them. So what comes to mind?
I would say not being consistent, man. Not being consistent in your project, maintaining that same self-awareness, maintain that same respect when people come in your shop. I mean, every time someone comes in your shop, you should have the same receptiveness. I remember this one guy said to me, he said, man, what make it great for him is that he remember people's name.
Yeah.
When a person walks in the door, they like you to remember the name. And they want to be respected. They want to feel like I'm
Very
a part of
welcoming.
this. Yes.
Right. What do you struggle with the most as a business owner right now?
That's a strong thing, man. Me, nothing, because I'm motivated. I let my struggles be my motivation and innovation to go forward. Anytime I'm looking for something to motivate me, I think of where I come from, right? I think about my struggles of my past, where I come from, right? And that's the energy to move forward and stuff, right? I mean, you meet great people on the way up. It's double that.
For sure. You guys, if you're enjoying this video, take a second, like the video. We would greatly appreciate that.
Yes, please like the video.
Show us the must-have equipment. I mean, seems like you guys have more than you need.
Yes,
but
we
for
do.
somebody watching, what can they start with when they rent a chair?
So great
2 or 3
question.
pieces.
I would definitely say start with a T-edger. This is the nice outline. So many people try to use this to balding and stuff, but this T-edgers is good for outlining and getting sharp lines.
All right, that's one.
That's
What does that cost approximately?
This is roughly about $100.
$100, okay.
For this. Of course, you need your shears.
A variety of shears?
You don't have to have variety. Texturizing shears would be great for some people that like to blend with different hair texture.
What does this kind of stuff you think the shears would add up to? Just I mean, good shears are pretty
shears
pricey, right?
About $250 each.
Yeah, wow.
Yes. For barbering, this is a 2-speed. Some people prefer to use the Anderson stuff. I use the 2-speed.
How come? What's the advantage? Or
Because it's 2 levels. Number 1, boom. Then I can go fast or slow. And then I use detachable blades.
that's pretty easy.
The reason I use detachable blades because I feel like you give a cleaner cut, right?
What would that cost, Bernard?
This
Cost-wise,
clipper right
yeah.
here costs $225.
Everything's around that.
These right here, these blades, roughly about $23 to $50 each.
Okay. So in terms of must-have equipments, you're really looking at, to start with, you're looking at what sounds like under $1,000, even less maybe?
Way less.
So 200, 250.
You have this right here, and this is called a fast feed, right? And then you have a T-edger. Right.
Okay.
These are the three blades. If I was going to start a shop up with, not specifically these 3 clippers.
Right.
These are the 3 styles I would start with. I would start with a fast feed. I would start with a 2-speed, or Anders or Oster, or you can get a Barbershop, right? And then a T-edger. So those are the must. And then your clippers.
Okay.
I mean your shears and stuff.
So you graduated cosmetology school in what, 2004? You
Yes,
mentioned?
it was about 2004 when I graduated from Bellingham Beauty School, what it was called at the time.
Is that a must-have to start a barbershop? Like, do you need to have it, or what are the benefits of actually going through the schooling process?
I would say yes, it is a process because you learn a lot about cosmetology. A lot of people think it's about just getting in a shop, having clippers and cutting hair. But there's a lot of other things that go along with it. I mean, there's a lot of big words and stuff that go. And it's about knowing the analogy of the body.
Can you legally start a barbershop? Do you know? Or you have to go to school?
You don't have to have a license to start a shop. You can own, but you can't cut.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah.
So I could be the owner of Busy Bees.
You can be the owner of Busy Bees,
but you're the only one
you
who
wouldn't
can
be able to cut in there unless you have a license.
Okay. That's interesting.
And I'm actually a cosmetologist, so I do barbering and stylist stuff, right?
Okay.
I color ladies' hair, I cut ladies' hair, and I do haircuts.
Well, right now we're going to go inside and show you guys how Bernard set up his barbershop.
Yes.
Now I go here, so I'm going to say such a cool vibe here. You got a lot of history and artifacts, I would think, right?
Yes.
You got your products. Why don't you give us a quick overlook on how you set this up and why this particular way?
Number one, I said I wanted to be like where I grew up at, like, you know what I mean, very inviting for people and stuff, right? I want a shop that people from all walks of life feel very comfortable coming in. Like, you know, we can expound about, you know, a lot of things that the people haven't been exposed to.
Right.
Right. You know what I mean? So for myself, growing up in Atlanta, being brought up around another culture, you know what I mean, going to the military, I've been to quite a few countries and stuff in the military and stuff. So when I came here and I decided to open this shop up, I wanted it to represent me, my culture. So you know what I mean? I wanted
an expression of you.
An expression of me. Like, so this came from Kenya, a client gave it to me.
Oh, wow.
This is from Ethiopia, a client gave it to me, a buddy of mine.
So it's not just stuff that was made here sort of about that culture. This stuff is actually from those countries.
Yes,
wow.
yes.
That's pretty
the guy
special.
that gave me this, his parents still live in the map of Africa. It's on a piece of cloth.
Wow.
His parents still live in Kenya right now.
Let's ask about advertising.
Yes.
Do you spend any per month, and if so, what platforms and how much are you spending in total?
Man, it varies. I just recently did this grocery buggy advertisement.
How much did it cost you?
Roughly about $650 for that.
Per month?
No, only one time.
Oh, gotcha, okay.
I don't really do that per monthly stuff, man, because, I mean, you have to look at it like this. If you go out and you advertise at a place, like say if I advertise at Western Washington University, and I pay just a rough amount, I pay $1,600 for advertisement.
Whoa.
If it's not bringing $1,600 in the door, it's a waste of an advertisement.
At least cover the cost.
Absolutely. So you need to be able to cover the cost. Something that I did was great was I advertised at golf courses, right? And a lot of guys play golf, right? So
Also one time, or
absolutely.
you kind
It's on one time as well. And I paid roughly about $450, $500 to do that.
What advertisement options are the best for barbers? I mean, for you, your experience, for example, what do you think?
Word of mouth.
Just word of mouth.
Word of
You're
mouth.
keeping it old school and classic. I like it. Did you finance your investment into this business, or where did that come from? What can you share on that?
I actually borrowed money from myself.
You did?
So, yes.
So you had some assets?
I had some assets. I was actually working at another shop. I pretty much saved all my tips. When I started up here, I was able to borrow money from myself and then open the shop up. You know, a minuscule amount of stuff. Right, I just got what I needed from at first. Right, you know, I put this floor in myself. Right,
You know, for those watching, really the purpose here is to understand how to run and operate. So I'm just listening to you and realizing that you don't necessarily have to start your own barbershop right away, right? I mean,
No.
what would be the best evolution, say, for me to end up where you are today?
The very first evolution, I would say, learn how to cut hair properly.
Right, go to school.
Go to school, learn the industry. Some people get out of barbering and they think because they have a pair of clippers, they're the best thing that cut.
Far from it,
Yes,
right?
yes, yeah, absolutely. And we have to give respect to, other people that's been in the industry for a long time. Some people have been cutting for a long time and still don't know how to cut really good.
Would you say this is more of an art, possibly, or can be?
Absolutely. This is an art.
Tell me about your monthly overhead. What's the most expensive or the cost to operate monthly? What are you spending that on mostly?
Roughly about $3,000, probably a little bit more.
What's your lease here?
My lease is about $1,500.
All right, and then where does the rest go in terms of monthly expenses, the other $1,500?
Well, between the television, this is like necessities. You have
Right.
television, TV, toilet paper,
Just
like,
the
you know what I mean,
basic,
phone service, you know what I mean? Like just minuscule stuff that, add in that you don't really think about. You know what I mean? Like, on a regular basis. I mean, I provide water, but I charge for it $1 and stuff, right? So different things, man. Any kind of maintenance, any kind of upkeep and stuff, I have to take care of it on the inside and stuff, right? They don't do it. I do it myself and stuff.
All right, we're improvising here. We're gonna do Blitz with Bernard. Bernard, quick, short answers. Some of it from our fans. Adrian Walker asks, how important is conversation with customers for retention so they don't go elsewhere? The conversations that we mentioned.
Conversations are great, man, I think.
Are they important, though, to retain?
They're not important.
Because some people don't want to talk, right?
Some people don't want to talk. You like to do something funny, man. People that wanted to converse, I would converse, and then people that didn't, I would do a quiet cut, which is like a lot of people that know me know that that's almost impossible, almost for me to do. But like it was always funny, man. Like, you know what I mean? Because some guys want to be in and out. They don't want to really cut. No, you have to respect that.
Yes.
I have had a guy that said, man, you and your other buddies, man, you guys always chopping it up when you cut the hair. When to me, it's like zip, zip. All right, man.
Okay. Bobby White asks, what is the average time per customer?
Cut time probably, I mean, on an average cut, man, about 45 minutes on
45.
the haircut. I mean, that's whether I'm running my mouth the whole time or not.
Next question. ASO asks, is barber school enough?
No. The reason barber school isn't enough because you're not going to see all the people that come into a barber school that you're going to see come into your shop.
Okay. This one's from Daniel. Why do you charge so much for a razor fade?
Razor fade here only costs the same as a regular haircut. So I don't know what.
That's not a lot, right?
No, a haircut, a regular cut is $25. And if you was to put a razor on the side, I would charge you $25. So I don't really know where Daniel's going with that.
Yeah, I don't know what
Sorry if he felt like he's paid a lot. People that charge more, that does razor fades and stuff, reason they charge more because it's not as easy to fade the line out, right? So they're compensating for the amount of time it takes.
That's fair to me, yeah.
It might take an hour, 10 minutes, hour and 20 minutes to fade that line out if you don't know how to fade it out.
Bernard, what's one thing you wish you knew before you started this business that you know now?
One thing I wish I knew before I started this business, that I know now, do it earlier.
That's it?
That's it, man.
Man, you feel like you waited around too much?
I waited around way too long to start. I mean, no, I mean...
it's a good tip, you guys. Don't
That's
wait
a great
around.
tip. No, I mean, so many times, man, we doubt ourselves, right? And I was working for other places and other things, right? I mean, we let fear a lot of times keep us back from doing things.
Right.
So, I mean, just quickly, man, it's just like to take advantage and do it right now. I mean,
Do it.
Sometimes you wait, as my mom used to say, wait is what broke the wagon.
Don't break the wagon.
Don't break the wagon.
How often do you have somebody that's not really happy with a haircut, and what would your advice be on how to just resolve that situation?
Not often at all, but anytime a person have any kind of complaints, the easiest, quickest thing to do, man, is just resolve it. If a person say, hey, man, I wanted a little lower right there, do you think there's a piece of hair right there?
Just take care of it?
Take care of it. Even if you know that you don't see any hair, it's quicker to go over that spot and make them happy than argue about it.
Everything's about customer service, right?
It's always, man. Customers, it's customer service and stuff, and be receptive to it, right? You know what I mean? You don't have to be rude about it. It's only, 2 or 3 seconds and stuff. I mean, think about it. You're pleasing a client or you're losing a client.
Right.
Right.
You're pleasing a client or losing a client. Guys, if you want more advice on customer service and running a business, check out upflip.com/newsletter so that you can get that advice straight in your inbox. Do you have employees? Obviously you can, but how are you set up? Do you have employees or contractors?
Contractors.
Let's highlight some of the important things between that relationship. Like, how's that set up, first of all?
So the way that's set up, my barbers and stylists that work here, they rent a chair out for $40 a day, roughly.
Okay.
And they can bring as much as they want in. They pay me $40 in the register, they put it on the register, or they just pay me at the end of the week.
Do you share with their tips, or they take everything?
They keep all their tips.
You just keep the 40?
I just take $40, right? I mean, like James, he used the register also. When he bring his haircuts over under the register. But at the end of the week, we pay out weekly. So he gets paid out weekly.
I mean, what's the upside or benefit for having contractors versus hiring and having an employee? Or it doesn't work like that?
No,
like,
it doesn't
work like incentivize?
That. There is, I feel like the incentive of working and having employees and stuff. I mean, contractors over employees. So employees, you have to have L&I. You have to
more expense for
labor,
you.
Yeah, labor and industry. You have to have all that. So as a contractor, like they pretty much do their own taxes. I just give them a 1099 and they take care of their own stuff, right? So I don't have I don't have to babysit as much, or you don't have to babysit as much, or
they're on their own essentially.
Yeah, pretty much on their own essentially. Yes, right.
When you're choosing a location, what advice can you give our viewers who are thinking of jumping in before they decide on a location?
Well, that's a good question, man, to be honest with you, because location is everything. However, if you're a great barber and you're good at what you do.
Yeah.
Once you get a name in the community and people love what you do, it really doesn't matter where you're at. But I will still say location is prominent because you want something easy accessible. You know what I mean, to get to. You don't want to be a danger to get to.
I actually lived here
Yes.
for many years. I never knew there was a BZB's until I
Exactly.
Googled. I'm like, oh,
Yes.
let me go check this place out.
Once I came here, I mean, look at this, man. It's a beautiful location right here.
Sweet spot.
You know, in a good day, you can see the mountain right there. So I thought it was great.
Give us a quick snippet on certifications, inspections, licenses that you need to have as a barbershop.
So you need a cosmetology license, a shop license. Every year, every 2 years, you have to keep them recertified. If you're going to sell product, you have to have a city for taxes and stuff. You're selling product. Of course, you have to have a state license and things, right? And if you do any kind of certification like straightening, like me, I have a certification for doing straightenings. So
Nice. I didn't know you had to have
for
that.
Brazilian blowouts and cheese, you have to have certificates for that kind of stuff, for special kind of work. But for color and all that, you don't have to have a license. I mean, that's a part of your license.
Right. Tell me about this. Like, how much percentage of your business or revenue is what's on this wall? Pretty small, right?
It's very small, to be honest with you.
So why have it here? And
Well, because people, like, you know, if a person's in here and they're looking for something, they don't have to go to the mall, they don't have to go to Sally's, they don't have to go to beauty supply.
Convenience.
They can get it right here. It's more convenient to pick it up right here.
What do you sell most of, would you say?
Man, gels.
You got a bunch of gels. And I see you got your own branded stuff too. Can you
I have my own
tell us
brand.
about that?
I have, this is a deep tissue rub here.
Deep tissue rub?
A deep tissue rub also.
Give it to the cameraman.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
And then this is a beard balm. I'll make the beard balm myself.
Oh, that smells pretty good.
And then this is a beard oil.
So even though it doesn't bring in a huge amount of revenue for you, it's kind of cool that you still, get to have your own products branded.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I love making my own products, man. You know what I mean? You go together and put your little stuff together. And when people get it, the feedback is amazing and stuff. I like that even more. Like, oh man, this is great. I was an older gentleman that I gave some of this, man. Smell that.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Can you,
Ooh, it smells good.
it's infused.
I like it.
Yeah.
Cool.
So that is also.
Appreciate the gift.
Yeah.
What about your ratio of recurring clients versus new clients? What would you say that is? 80-20 for new or 50-50?
I would say about 50-50, let's say that.
Really? All right.
Yes, I would say 60-40 in a lot of perspective because 60% of people that's here still come here. 40% of people that move to the community to listen shop, they'll come in also. Because people are always like, they'll go to 3 or 4 shops and they find one.
Right.
Right, you know what I mean? And that's like, oh, I've been to every shop in town, man, and then I came here. Or I've been here, then I went to other shops, I came back, right? So, and it's just the same thing. I would say with the university also, once again, you get a lot of people coming here. Plus, Bellingham is a fast-growing city. There's like 4,000 people coming in here a year now.
Yeah.
So.
All right, so 50-50, not a bad ratio. Let's head over to your office. I
Yes.
mean, if it's official or not, I want to show
Yes.
our audience kind of whether it's worth showing or not.
My makeshift.
Is it makeshift? You call it a
Yeah.
makeshift? All right, well, here you go. Not much to see, but you don't do much out of here?
Nah, I don't. Study and stuff. We put stuff in. We pretty much study. We do most of our paperwork. We have a printer over there, and when we need print paperwork out, or if I'm bragging about something I want to share, I can print it out right here. James uses it for his stations. That's for it's my wife and my daughter's office and stuff, right? So they come in here and do paperwork and stuff when they're here. My daughter does homework in here. I do homework when I want some quiet time and just want to kick back and I get tired. I want to fall asleep out there. I go in there.
Bernard, tell us a quick story on the name, Busy Bee, and where do you see yourself in 5 years as a business owner?
So the name Busy Bee actually came from a car wash back home when I was young growing up. And there's actually a restaurant called the Busy Bee Cafe in Atlanta. So what happens is you have people from all walks of life come to both of these places. And then it's a receptive place. So I wanted to create that kind of culture here. 5 years from now, man, I want to actually own a building. I want to be able to do this. I want to be able to share most of my skills with other people after I open a building and stuff, and just do more things other than barbering. I do this because I want to. I love barbering, man. So this is like something that I would do if I wasn't getting paid for it. To be honest with you, because I love to do it. I love meet people.
That's
awesome.
awesome.
That's why I see myself more successful than I am today. I want to own my own building and hopefully still doing the same thing.
Cool. Well, this was awesome, Bernard.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Welcome.
Well, that's a wrap. I hope you guys enjoyed this interview with Bernard, the owner of Busy Bee here in Bellingham, Washington. Incredible service here, incredible love for the industry from Bernard and everybody that works with him. You guys take a second to like, subscribe, and hit that bell. And make sure you check out our other interview that we've done with Maxwell, the owner of Narrative Coffee. Makes over $80,000 a month. I trust you guys will enjoy that as well. And thank you for watching.